Today we're in Slitting Mill, which is a village near Rugeley in Staffordshire. And in 1975 there was a famous sighting of three little trolls. A family were driving home in the middle of the night and their car broke down. They pulled up in the sort of by the side of the road, and it's all, it's the Cannock Chase National Park, so it's all forested, and they encountered three trolls, scruffy little trolls. So we come to Slitting Mill today to have a look around, see if we can see any signs. Just driving around looking for somewhere to park, I can see structures in the forest all around us.
We're going to pull in this bit and park up here and then get out and have a look around. There's a lot of tourists, and it's a funny place. It's called Campground, this particular spot, and yet it says no camping allowed, no overnight staying or anything like that. So I wonder, what is it that they don't want us to see at night that goes on here? Who knows? This is Slitting Mill anyway. So let's get out and have a little look. Yeah, we just got out of the car, and as you can see, there's people walking dogs and all that all around. It's quite modified for the walking. There's trails and everything, car park up there. But first thing we saw was this pile of debris. Strange the way it's all stacked up here, and, in this kind of apish kind of way. Probably this is teenagers coming along and drinking, the cider. That's a kind of teenage-ish drink. And there's a, what did I find it? I found a little bit of evidence of some sort of campfire or something. Oh, it must be this one here. No. Thought I saw some ash. Don't know where that's gone, but you see, this doesn't seem to have any function. This has all been stripped. Something's come along and stripped all the wood off this tree here, laying this one down here, dragged it along. I mean, maybe it's just some kids coming and sitting around, but I don't know, it looks pretty weird. If they just come and they want to get high and have a drink, then why would they be dragging all bits of wood around in the middle of the night? Strange. This is a long tree that's been stripped of all the side branches. A lot of effort to go to drag it up here. Why, I wonder? Very strange. So anyway, we're going to continue along here because there's quite a bit of activity around here. Things have been modified and moved around. Let's press on. There's a structure here. Yeah. There we go. I'm telling you, there's structures all around here. I could see them from the road back there. There's a human being in it, but she's I brought her with me. Now look at this. But you see the way that a pair of what is that, pair of underpants or something been stuck up there? That's kind of weird, isn't it? A pair of knickers. Ladies' knickers. By the look of it. And they've stuffed another pair of knickers in there. Looks like young boys' pair of boys' underpants. So what that's all about, I don't know. But this is another one of those little bogey huts. Why they build them, I do not know. It looks like human beings have tied a knot there. These are children's underwear. It goes with that whole idea that I had, that this is basically a cover for some kind of paedophile network. There's another pair of children's underpants here. Right? You see what I mean? Why are children's underpants adorning this structure? Is this a little sign that paedophiles are in the area? I don't know. These have been broken, not cut. So there's an enormous amount of effort gone into this. What the hell these structures are for, I do not know. The whole area has been modified. I've never actually seen anyone constructing these structures. I've never seen it being done. But you think about the amount of work that would go into producing something like that. Very strange. And completely useless. It doesn't keep the rain off, doesn't keep you warm, there's no insulation value. And as you can see inside, there doesn't seem to have been anybody inside it because there's nowhere to lie, there's nowhere to sit. Very strange. There's more activity all over this area. This is. I mean, maybe this is where they come and they do the bushcrafting course. But if they're doing bushcrafting, where's the water source? It should be next. If you're going to set up camp, you need to set up next to a source of water. Where's the campfires? There's no sign of a fireplace. But there's an enormous amount of energy gone into it to strip all the branches off these trees. You see all the twigs have been snapped off and piled up here. There's a lot of work gone into it. Oh, something up there. Squirrel. There's a squirrel up there chucking pine cones at them. Dragging these big trees like this one here. See, this has been dragged. This isn't broken off here because, as you can see, there's no roots for it to attach to. This has been pulled, snapped off and dragged here. There's bottles and things, which indicates that people have come up here, kids maybe. Or the bottles could have been... here we go, look, there's another. This is a proto-type structure. This is how they start them off. They lean a branch onto another branch and they get it going that way. But it's not even on level ground, it's on a slope here. Weird. This is Slitting Mill, guys. This is where the troll people have been spotted. Troll people. Another one, just walked 100 meters up the path, got back into the woods again, and what did we find? Bent over tree structures and this thing. The beginnings, perhaps, of another little bogey hut. Weird. But what about that, folks? I mean, that's weird. 3 pairs of children's underpants put onto that bogey hut back there. Just weird thing to do, isn't it? I mean, those children... What, you're telling me those children have left without their underpants? Weird. Very creepy. And very unsavoury. I don't like it at all. There's something very nasty about this. I mean, it could be that they were just stolen off washing lines, you know, because they've got fancy colours on them. And what's that doing there? You see, where's this is dragged here. Because if it had just fallen over, there'd be a stump where it was growing out of. And there is no stump. That's been dragged there. So is that one. This one has been lent here. Oh no. It's broken off there and it's fallen down, okay. But did it just fall under its own weight? Or was it pulled down to make another bogey structure? Same with that one, I don't know. This is a pile of twigs again. Perhaps they're going to build a structure on this branch here. Maybe this has been twisted deliberately, I don't know. Let's keep going. So I know there's stuff in this wood. Maybe stuff over there. What's that? That's an old Fanta can of pop. There's a sawn log there, just been dragged from somewhere and placed there, perhaps for teenagers to sit on, I don't know. A pile of wood, snapped off, not cut. Why has it been piled and assembled there? Don't know. I mean, this would be a perfect place for teenagers to come and, you know, have fun and have a picnic in the summer. And families perhaps as well, you know, whatever. But also, perfect place for trolls. What's this? Breath freshener. A glove. Here we go. Look, a bogey. Fucking right next to me. I didn't even see it. Here we go, bogey structure, bogey hut. You're telling me that's bushcrafter that made that? What purpose does it serve? If it's bushcrafting, what's the point of it? What the hell is this water hut? And again, it's not on level ground, it's kind of sloping here. Somebody's screwed this signpost onto here of a face with sunglasses on it. What is that all about? Very weird. Strange. Hey, I've seen this before. Now, look at this. I think maybe it's rodents nibbling on the bottles to get into the contents. See the little tiny tooth marks? Yeah, rodents probably. I noticed this before. Plastic bottles of milk nibbled at, gnawed at. But as you can see, the whole area, Cannock Chase, is covered with these little structures. And most of them seem unfinished. And when they are finished, you just can't tell what purpose they would function. What function they have. I don't get it. I mean, bushcrafting, I thought it was about surviving in the bush. But those things give you no survival advantage at all. There's no water sources, no fire. I don't see how you can survive in one of those things any better than you could without it. This is weird. Maybe something, maybe not. I really want to get back up to the woods where it was all like no parking and that. That's really where I saw some good structures from the roads. And see, if they're going to be bringing a load of school children up to do a bushcrafting course, building useless structures for whatever reason, then they'd need access, they'd need parking for the school bus, right? But all those places were no parking, no parking. And that's where all the structures were, so how the fuck did they get there? What's all this? This is again, look, debris piled up into kind of shape. But they're not sleeping here. If it's boggarts, this is a popular area, it's busy around here. The boggarts are not sleeping and using them. They're just making them at night and then leaving them during the day. So it's some ritual or it's just fun for them, I don't know. Maybe they just have a natural compulsion. Or maybe they're mimicking human houses, you know, like, you know how those cargo cults were, where the natives used to like make a big, they used to see aeroplanes and ships and things, helicopters, and they didn't understand what they were, so they would make an aeroplane out of bits of bamboo and stuff and just put it on the ground and mimic what they saw. Maybe that's what the boggarts are doing. They see human structures and they just, in their primitive way, they mimic them. This is weird. Look at this. Look at the way it's bent here. It goes all the way up there. This is a sapling. It's been bent here and snapped off there. See that? Snapped there. Not completely snapped all the way through. It's probably still alive. And it looks like it's got a kink here, so it's been bent like some giant, strong being is, yeah, weird. Well, this one's very odd. You can see that's been trained and twisted to grow like that and snapped off at the end. It's been just busted off. Yeah, very odd. All around it is debris that's been collected and gathered up. This one's been trained and twisted too. On the other side, the other limb. And down there with these ones hanging over it like they tend to do when they make these structures. Very odd, very strange activity, you know, for children. I mean, if it's just children, if it's just teenagers coming up here for a smoke and a drink, and why are they going to all this trouble? Very odd, don't get it.